You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes for my water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and I am joined in the studio, firstly here by Ken. How are you, Ken?
Good. One take Neal.
One take Neal.
Good job.
Back on the board. I feel like Nick Cage here for, right before leaving Las Vegas. I don't know why.
He was feeling good. He was riding high at that time.
He was riding high.
That was
and then,
before the bees came.
Yep, and then someone passed him a Ghost Rider comic, and it all went downhill from there. Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Doing all right. We had a nice conversation about Bose headphones today, our sponsor for today's episode. And just glad that they gave me their 1-year warranty, and they extended it and gave me a new pair of headphones.
This might be the closest we've gotten to a legitimate sponsorship, insofar as they sent Neal a replacement pair of headphones. But
Yay.
None of the other sponsorships you've ever given on the show have netted us a single penny. So
well, they will one day.
Free swag.
Free swag. And Matt, how are you doing today?
Ooh.
Oh, Matt's not here. Jeff, where is Matt?
Well, you're going to find out in a minute here that one of our guests is a huge Tampa Bay Lightning fan. So Matt got really excited. He wanted to impress him, and he saw the show they do beforehand, and he accidentally mistook a Van de Graaff generator for a Tesla coil. So he's in the hospital recovering.
Oh, well, best wishes to Matt. I'm actually
That's some shocking news, Jeff.
Ooh, it is shocking. I'll tell you something. I'm a big, I'm not a big reality TV fan. I do watch a lot of it. Colleen loves reality TV, and I watch it with her, Total Divas, Bellas, etc. But I'm eagerly awaiting Van der Graaff Rules coming out, the new show with Lisa Van der Graaff.
Man, it's going to be really hard to tell Matt once he regains consciousness that he's used up all of his sick days.
Oh, that's true.
It's going to be a tough conversation to have.
Yeah. Well, we should just pretend that the podcast never existed when he comes out of his coma, and then we'll see what happens. But firstly, we'd like to introduce our special guest today, who's going to be playing with Ken. He is an Intercontinental Champion Patreon supporter, which we appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. And that's Tom Krafcik. How's it going?
Guys? Doing great, guys. Doing great. Very happy to be on, be a part of your show. It's awesome.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, we appreciate it, and for joining us today. And we have a very special guest hosting today's game. She put the game together for us this week, and we're super appreciative. And she's also a Patreon supporter at the Cruiserweight level, and that is Carmela Smith. How's it going, Carmela?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Well,
great.
Nice to have you on our show.
Yes.
Thank you. Some of your listeners may be familiar with my voice. I'm from Trivial Warfare, so I thought I'd come visit you guys today and see what's up.
Yeah, we poached you.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we gave Carmela a nice bag of candy and treats that we like to give all our guests, so that when she comes back, she's like, oh, they have a great spread here, a great craft services.
I was like, oh, man, they take care of me. All right.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming on to host this game for us.
Yes.
Oh, it's not a problem at all. I had fun writing up the questions. I do have some practice doing so I think this is going to be a good time.
And I know we're all still riding high from hanging out with you at Geek Bowl, and it's just nice to kind of transition that into having you on the show, and hopefully the first of many. So, yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, it was great to finally meet all of you. Neal, I had met you in Boston, but I didn't meet any of the other guys. So it was cool to meet all of you at last. So that was
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. So as we said, Tom is a big Tampa Bay Lightning fan. He said he's from about an hour north of Tampa, you said?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
hour north, Spring Hill.
So we wanted to come up with a good team name associated with that. And we came up with what, Tom?
Thunderstruck, Team Thunderstruck.
Yeah, that's right. I guess they play that song before the games, huh?
Yeah, they put on the black lights, light up the Tesla coils, and get the whole crowd riled up. They play that thing about as loud as your ears can stand. It's amazing.
I said, Matt, don't go on the ice. Don't touch it. So we're Thunderstruck.
So beautiful.
Sorry for Matt. He dressed as Thomas Edison, so that's probably why he got shocked on the Tesla coils. But we're ready to start the game. But Jeff, what's our team name today? Because we don't know anything about hockey, really. You watch it. I don't. But we kind of went with the hockey theme.
We're going to be... I can't even read it from here, Neal.
Goonie Slapshot, because Ken likes the movie Goon. I do as well. And then I like Slapshot. So Goonie Slapshot?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
That's not a mouthful or anything.
No, I mean, it's no worse than nippery slippers or whatever the hell
that was...
I gotta commend Ken on that. 0 mess-ups the whole day. That was impressive.
All right, well, without further ado, let's toss it over to the rules guy.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I am the cream, the cream of the crop.
Ready to get into it?
Yes, please.
Let's do it.
All right, your first category in the round is going to be a little music to set the mood. When we talk about Rush, we usually talk about Neil Peart and his elaborate drum kit, or we talk about Geddy Lee and his high pitch, but I always feel we leave out the guitarist for the band. For the life of me, I can't remember his name. Can someone remind me?
We just had this, and I can't
Come
remember.
up in conversation, yeah.
You enjoy this era of music, do you know? I mean, I'm a big Neil Peart fan just because I'm a drummer, but
I enjoy Rush, and I don't know this. Yeah, I've got no idea, Neal.
I know, I don't either. All right, we're gonna lock in.
Well, Tom, I also have no idea, but a great friend of mine told me that if you don't know the answer, the correct answer is always John Leguizamo. So, how do you feel about John Leguizamo?
You know, it's one of those things. I've been to a couple Rush concerts, and I'm blanking on it.
It's poor fella.
So when Jeff was saying John, I ought to make when John Bonham, but he's their drummer
for Led Zeppelin. Yeah,
comes in. Right. Well, his son. I'm sorry, John Bonham Jr. comes in and plays drums for him sometimes. And I'm just blanking on now I'm just stuck on John.
John Leguizamo's a John.
It is. Maybe we get lucky.
All right, we're gonna go with
lucky Leguizamo.
We're gonna go for a lucky Leguizamo.
Yeah, he's the pest.
Good.
Jeff, you enjoy the movie I Love You, Man, so this is probably the name of the bass player that we think.
Except he's the guitar player.
This is the guitar player, but still. That's why it's funny.
We went slap at the bass.
Slap at the bass.
Close. So close. So there is a clue in the question. I said for the life of me, I couldn't remember his name. The guy's name is Alex Lifeson.
Oh.
Oof.
Well, I'm not even going to remember that.
I feel bad for those guys because I know in the Police you got Stuart Copeland and Sting, and I never remember the guitar player's name in that band either.
I couldn't even give you Stuart Copeland.
Yeah. Oh, Stuart Copeland. Oh, yeah.
All right. Your next category is where is that again? Patagonia is a region in South America where you could find Magellanic penguins. What 2 South American countries are in the Patagonian region?
We're good, Neal.
Okay. All right. Jeff says we're good, so we'll lock in.
Apparently, I wrote a Jeff question.
I think this is Chile and Argentina. Does that sound right to you?
That's exactly where I was going. I think it's that little island right off the coast down there is what I'm thinking.
Okay. We are going to
go with
Chile and Argentina.
I think the island might be Tierra del Fuego, unless I have that wrong. But I think Patagonia is in Chile and Argentina.
The island is Tierra del Fuego. Yeah. But Argentina and Chile are your Patagonian countries.
You see that, Jeff? Got a geography question right.
Oh, I was going to say if you go to any Starbucks in the fall during pumpkin spice season, you'll definitely see a lot of Patagonia.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you will. All right. Your next category is tuition is how much? The Ivy League is a set of schools located in 7 states across the northeastern United States. How many schools make up the Ivy League?
So Tom, I really don't know any colleges or universities too much because I don't really follow college sports. So we're just going to lock in with your best guess, if that's okay with you.
So Jeff, we wrote down a bunch of names here.
So do we have 8 schools then? Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, Penn, NYU, Brown, Cornell, and Princeton?
Yeah, I mean, that's as close as I think I'm going to get.
I thought it was 8 from the get-go, so
okay,
that makes sense.
All right, we're going to lock in with the crazy 8s.
I had 10. I have, like you guys had, Harvard, Yale, Dartmouth, Princeton, Penn, Brown, Cornell, Columbia, I thought was in there. And for some reason, I keep thinking Boston College is in there, but I don't think that's right.
Well,
so we stuck with 10.
All right. So your Ivy Leagues are made up of 8 schools. It's Brown, Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, Princeton, and Yale.
So it was Columbia, not NYU.
Okay. At least we were in New York.
I knew it was New York, though.
Well, you got
York
the number
has
right.
2,
So.
the other states all have 1.
All right, good job, guys.
Good job, guys.
All right, your next category is Merry Melodies. There have been many memorable characters in the Looney Tunes universe. What diminutive character made their debut in 1942 with the cartoon A Tale of Two Kitties?
A Tale of Two Kitties. I just don't know if that's a trick, that maybe the title is that, but we're actually talking about a different type of diminutive. Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, we're locked in.
Okay, so do you think we're talking about Tweety Bird here?
I like the Tweety Bird angle. For some reason, I was thinking Pepe Le Pew, too, because he was always going after the cats.
I wouldn't call him diminutive.
Yeah.
Sensual, yes. Diminutive. No. I think Tweety's a pretty solid answer on this.
Let's go with it.
All right, we're locked in with Tweety Bird.
Tweety is a very good answer. I have a feeling that that's probably right. I didn't even think about him because he is diminutive, and cats would love to eat Tweety. But we thought, first when we said cat to ourselves, and we said, oh, maybe it's Tom from Tom and Jerry. And they're like, well, wait, he's not diminutive. Maybe it's Jerry because he's a mouse, and cats like to eat mice. So we went with Jerry.
So in The Tale of Two Kitties, you have 2 cats named Babbitt and Catcello, who do look like Abbott and Costello. But it is the debut of Tweety Bird.
Wow, good job.
Well done.
Yeah, nice poll on that one.
All right, your next category is my aching head. Advil is a brand name for what common NSAID pain reliever?
We're locked in.
Yeah, we're good.
Pretty familiar with this this medicine. My only guess is ibuprofen.
I'll trade you my cluster migraines any day.
Yeah, no kidding.
I like to guess ibuprofen.
Okay, we're gonna just guess ibuprofen. I know there's another one, but I can't think of it.
Acetaminophen.
Yeah.
You said Advil, correct?
Oh, yeah.
You said
Advil.
Okay.
Yeah, Aleve is naproxen.
Naproxen sodium, yeah.
But yeah, this is an NSAID of ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
Yep, Advil is a brand name for ibuprofen.
Nice.
And it technically is sponsored by them today because I'm on ibuprofen currently.
Actually, if that was the case, every episode would be sponsored by them.
All right, so after 5 questions, it's currently 30-30.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me take a swig out of my mason jar of matcha here.
It's very Pinterest of you.
He just needs like a cinnamon, roll and like, I don't know, some figs or something.
Your next category is In Other Words. In the song Fly Me to the Moon, Frank Sinatra wanted to see what spring was like on what 2 planets?
We're locked in.
So Kepler 45, and no, I think it's Jupiter and Mars.
I think Mars is one of them.
Yeah, because it rhymes with stars.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty sure the other one's Jupiter.
Jupiter.
All right, we're in with Jupiter and Mars.
Yeah, back in 2003, did an Iowa Idol competition at Courier Dorm at University of Iowa. And I almost lost out to The Scientist by a student playing The Scientist by Coldplay and piano. But I edged out
That's not that impressive.
that competitor.
Hey, man, nobody said it would be easy to win this talent show.
It would be more impressive if he did it backwards.
That's true. But I was able to get a person who was into grunge music, who played piano, and convinced him to play Fly Me to the Moon for me to sing, and I dressed in a fedora. and was victorious, and it would be Jupiter and Mars.
And I think you actually also performed this song on a show that I produced in high school, didn't you?
I did perform in high school. Yep.
You have a lot of history with this song. I didn't note that, or else I wouldn't have written it. Anyway.
Well, we like right answers. So.
It's all repressed, so you wouldn't have known. It's okay.
That's true. But it is Jupiter and Mars.
All right.
Right.
All right. Your next category is dumping grounds. What river, the largest by volume, discharges over 200,000 cubic meters per second into the ocean? It also happens to make up about 20% of the Earth's fresh water.
I have a gut telling me to go in one direction, so we'll lock in on it.
Harry Styles agrees.
So I know the longest rivers are the Nile and the Amazon.
And the Amazon.
I think the Yangtze and the Yellow are also pretty long. So I would go with one of those four, but it's really, in terms of volume, it's kind of a toss-up for me.
I mean, my immediate gut was the Amazon, just because, I mean, it's all those natural resources in the mountains and the stuff that flows through South America. I just feel like you get some serious movement through there.
I'm cool with it.
That was my first gut reaction.
I'm good with it. Let's go Amazon.
Yeah, the Nile's definitely the longest, and I know the Congo's the deepest, but I think the one that moves the most water is the Amazon, so we went the Amazon.
So this river has the largest drainage basin of any river in the world, and that is the Amazon River.
All right. It's working for us.
The way that movies sometimes like ruin your, what do you call it when you hear something that makes you think of something, like a memory? Anyway, anytime I hear Amazon, sorry,
you couldn't remember the word memory.
That's how memories work, Neil.
Yes, but for some reason, anytime I hear the word Amazon River, and I don't even think it's in the movie, I think of Jon Voight's terrible accent in Anaconda.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So it's more of like an impression that it makes upon you.
It's like, don't go down the river with the snake. It's terrible.
It's like the whitest man
the
in the
most
world.
terrible flashback you can have is Jon Voight's voice in that movie.
Yeah, I see Ice Cube filming me, and then Jon Voight just yelling at me with a bad accent.
All right, your next category is 98.6 degrees. Though there have been many different thermometers throughout history, what scientist was the first to develop a reliable thermometer using mercury? His legacy may not be as appreciated in most areas of the world.
I've got a guess, Neil.
You got a guess? Yeah. All right, I'm looking at what Jeff's writing here as I take his temperature. And you're a little warm, but I don't think there's any cause for concern.
Yeah, it'll be over in a second here, and then I can sit back down.
I believe I agree with that answer. Let's lock that one in.
All right, we're locked in.
That took me a second.
Any idea on this one, Tom?
Obviously, you want to go Kelvin or so. Maybe it was Kelvin.
I mean, he's not as popular in the rest of the world. I don't understand what that means. Maybe Dr. John Leguizamo or
Dr. John.
The return.
Strikes again.
Yeah. I don't mind Kelvin. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
That's a good guess. Kelvin.
I'll let you take it, Jeff.
So I thought about Kelvin, but I don't really think that's used anywhere. And so I thought in the clue, I may have heard this wrong, that it was not as common. So our guess was Fahrenheit.
Oh, is that a person?
So the guy who invented the mercury thermometer also used it to... he had his own temperature measurement that he developed along with it. And that guy's name was Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit.
Oh,
nice.
Daniel Gabriel John Leguizamo Fahrenheit.
Yes, exactly.
You'll get partial credit. I'll award 0 points.
Okay. Fair enough.
Your next category is shut up and drive. The German language is full of useful compound words, like Kummerspeck, which refers to emotional eating and translates to grief bacon. Fahrvergnügen is another compound word that means driving pleasure. What German car company used this word as an advertising slogan in the 90s?
Yeah, we're locked in. Feel free to talk, guys.
Do you think it's Volvo? BMW?
I think Volvo is Swedish. I think so. My gut was VW. I mean, I remember VW had a lot of ads
Volkswagen
in the 90s, and they were huge.
Oh, we could do that. Volkswagen. That works for me.
Tom is correct. Volvo is Swedish. Yeah, Yeah, we were Neil and I were kind of writing back and forth here, and we thought all of the like luxury brands seemed too serious to do something like that, so we rolled out Mercedes, Audi, BMW, and we too went Volkswagen.
It is Volkswagen, or
Nice.
Volkswagen, if you want to pronounce it like German.
Volkswagen.
All right. And your last category in the round is, I heard Neil doesn't like Lord of the Rings.
Yay.
You heard correctly.
The Fellowship of the Ring starts with a long-expected party for Bilbo. How many years was Bilbo celebrating?
We're locked in. Ooh, double lock.
Maybe I should just talk it out because I have no idea and just see if I can reason it out before we go with your answer you wrote down there, Jeff. How many years was his party? Well, it's his party. He can cry if he wants to. Bilbo.
Disappear with a ring if he wants to.
Yeah. I'm just going to... This isn't our official answer. You have it down there, Jeff. I'm just going to say it's probably like 100 years party because they're hobbits. Maybe they live longer. I don't know. So I don't know the terms of Lord of the Rings.
So officially he's 111, but it's 111.
Correct. 111.
Awesome.
Yep, it's his 111st birthday party, so he was 111.
That was kind of close. I was only off by 11.
Yeah, you were actually very close for not knowing anything about it.
All right, so at the end of the first round, looks like you guys over there have racked up 80 points, and me and Tom are right behind you with 70 points.
All right, so your swing round is in the category Starships Were Meant to Fly. So, for 5 points each, I'm going to give you the name of a spaceship, and you're going to give me the TV show, movie, or video game it's from.
Okay.
So your first one is Bebop.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, the Normandy. Number 3, Serenity. Number 4, Tantive 4. Number 5, Galactica. Number 6, Nostromo. Number 7, UNSC Infinity. Number 8, Eagle 5. Number 9, Planet Express. And number 10, Discovery 1.
All right, Jeff and I are going to step out and discuss.
Okay, our teams have had some time to discuss, and all of our answers are in. So if you can reread the questions really quick, and we'll provide our answers for 5 points apiece.
All right. So give the movie, TV show, or video game that features these spaceships. Number 1, Bebop.
I think Jeff and I are pretty confident that is Cowboy Bebop.
In a show that would become a genre unto itself, Cowboy Bebop.
That is Cowboy Bebop. All right, the Normandy.
I just had a funny feeling about this one. I just remembered playing StarCraft as a kid. I felt that might be the can't remember what it's called, the battle cruiser that one of the characters rides, but I could be totally off. But we said StarCraft.
Sort of forgot about StarCraft when we were talking about this list. That's a good insight. We didn't know. We thought maybe it was like an older TV show. We said Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Right. Well, the Normandy has a special place in my heart because it's from my favorite video game, Mass Effect.
Oh, put it for the wrong one.
I had a feeling Mass Effect was somewhere on this list.
Serenity.
So there are probably 2 possible answers for this one. One of them being Serenity itself. The other one being the TV show Firefly.
Yeah. And we said the canceled too soon, but please, if bringing shows back is any indication, never bring it back. We said Firefly.
There are 2 possible answers, Serenity being the movie and Firefly being the television show. Tantive 4.
This is the one we guessed Mass Effect 4.
Yeah, we weren't sure. Tantive 4 sounded old-fashioned, and we know that Doctor Who likes to do old-fashioned things, and it reminded us of Gilbert and Sullivan's HMS Pinafore, so we just said Doctor Who.
So Tantive 4 is one of the first ships you see in Star Wars. It is the ship that Leia is captured on.
Oh, there was a Star Wars. Jeff was like, I don't know if any of these ring a bell for Star Wars, but there it was.
Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, it's that show Dwight keeps getting Steve Carell to watch on The Office, Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica, one of the most emotionally draining shows I've ever watched.
What's that show you want to watch? Battleship Stargaze?
All right, so your next one is Nostromo.
For Nostromo, we put Alien.
Yeah, it took me a while to get there. This is one that Ken got right away, and it took me a little bit. But then I remembered all the great news coverage of that high school that did a low-budget production of Alien, where Ridley Scott sent a letter, and I pictured the Nostromo on the side of the foam there. So we went Alien.
Yep, Nostromo is from Alien. UNSC Infinity.
I hope I don't upset any Trekkies out there, but we put Star Trek.
We thought this maybe wasn't a Star Trek one. We thought maybe this was Halo. So we said Halo.
So UNSC stands for United Nations Space Command, which is the primary agency in Halo. So it is a Halo ship.
That UNSC really helped us because I thought
We were
like
talking
all
about
of their
Space Marines.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like Space Marines, and it made me think of Marines. I was like, oh, that's like Master Chief. I was going to call him Captain Chief, but
That is why I put it there. Eagle 5.
Yeah, this is where we put Halo on our list, unfortunately.
We did go in the video game direction too, but we went Doom on this one.
So Eagle 5 takes the shape of a Winnebago in Spaceballs.
Oh.
One we had mentioned.
yeah, that's my bad.
Planet Express.
My favorite ship on the list, Futurama.
Yep, not my favorite ship on the list, but definitely a solid one. We said Futurama.
Her personality
Bebop
is a little
your favorite?
biting. Yeah, Bebop would be Jeff's favorite, I'm pretty sure.
I would think so. I mean, although I'm a huge Firefly fan too, so.
Have you ever tried the Firefly flan? The recipe from Joss Whedon? While you're watching Firefly, you eat the Firefly flan.
And your last one is Discovery 1.
We thought Lost in Space had to be on this list somewhere, so that's where we put Lost in Space.
How could you forget me, David? Please put me on your list, David. So we went with 2001, A Space Odyssey.
It would not be a list full of ships without something from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, you guys did pretty good.
It was funny. We
Better than we thought.
were discussing,
Yeah.
and Neil's like, name an old movie with like a spaceship, and I was like 2001. He's like, oh, that's it. That's the one. I was like, how did you forget that one?
Well, that brings us to 95 total with an addition of 25 points.
And we're up at 115.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, it's been a great first round and swing round. Jeff, I know we were talking a little bit earlier today about how much we appreciate the fact that Tom and Carmela are both Patreon supporters. So we have some new perks that just went up recently at the beginning of April. So why don't you tell people a little bit about some of those new perks?
So yeah, if you support us, you can get things as we've been promoting this whole time, including bonus episodes. We do some fun little inside jokes and postings there too. Our bet wagers video go up there now, so you can see those exclusively there if you're a patron. But we're doing signed posters. We've got some really cool designs we just got shipped in that we're going to be signing today, in fact. You can get Triviality swag boxes, as we're calling them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of great things there. It really helps out the show if you can support us. We are very appreciative to all the people who support the show currently. If you'd like to join them and get a little bit back for giving to us, you can do so at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. Check it out.
Carmela, take it away with round 2.
All right, starting off round 2 is obligatory sports question. The World Cup is probably my favorite tournament ever, even if my favorite team went out in the group stage this last one. There have been 21 World Cup tournaments since 1930. Only one country has appeared in all of them. What country is that?
I feel like this is one I've heard before, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm bringing it down to these countries here, Jeff, and you can let me know which one you'd like to go with, because I feel like there's an answer that you'd want to go with right away, but is it a trick? Is it not a trick? That's what's fun about trivia, and maybe Carmela's trying to trick us here.
So, Tom, I have wrote down England, Brazil, Germany. I think I'm leaning towards Brazil. What do you think?
At the top of my list, I had Germany and Brazil. Italy, England, I really like the Brazil answer.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
All right. We're going to go with Brazil.
Yeah, for Jeff and I, it was between Brazil, England, Argentina. And I just, my gut reaction is, the best soccer player of all time is from Brazil. So we thought, why not go Brazil?
So the only country that has been in all 21 tournaments is Brazil.
Okay.
Nice.
Starting strong.
Yeah.
They've also won the most. They've won 5. So
Cool.
So your next category is Trans Day of Visibility. So the day we're recording this, March 31st, is the Trans Day of Visibility. So I want to make sure that was represented in the game.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So here's your question. Janet Mock is a writer and trans activist with 2 best-selling memoirs, Redefining Realness and Surpassing Certainty. She has also made history by being the first trans woman of color to be hired as a writer on a television series. What is the name of this FX television series which depicts LGBTQ ball culture in the late 80s?
We are locked in.
I am unfortunately not aware of this show. Do you have any idea?
I do not. I have no guess at all.
Unfortunately, I just have no idea.
None.
Okay.
I don't even have a guess. We'll have to tap out, I guess.
We're going to say John Leguizamo. I don't know.
Lucky Leguizamo.
I could be wrong on this. I've seen a few episodes. It's really good. I believe it's the Ryan Murphy produced Pose.
Yes, Ryan Murphy, probably better known for his American Horror Story, also created the show, and it is Pose.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've not heard of that.
Yeah, my mom and I watched a little bit, so I knew that one. And it's a great question by Carmela there to bring this up. If you guys would like to learn more about this special day that we're recording on, you can go to hrc.org, which is the Human Rights Campaign, /transgender for all transgender-related resources. So thank you for bringing that up, Carmela.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I'm wearing my my Protect Trans Kids shirt today.
Nice.
Very nice.
In honor of today. All right. Next question. I'm going to apologize to Neal in advance. Lord of the Rings adjacent.
Yes.
In the Led Zeppelin song Ramble On, Robert Plant sings about meeting a girl so fair in the land of Mordor. What character does he mention by name that slipped away with her?
So here's my limited knowledge about Lord of the Rings, okay? If I'm thinking of someone fair, I'm thinking of Cate Blanchett.
Galadriel?
Sure. Either Galadriel or Liv Tyler's character.
Yeah.
Who did they run away with? Is it Vigo, or I don't know the movie really well. So one of them, I'm sure, is either married or has a tryst with a noble man or woman. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure who that could be.
I just think it's so funny how most of Led Zeppelin's songs are actually about Lord of the Rings.
Are they really?
Yeah,
a ton
there's
of them.
a lot of them.
They're about Vikings and making love and
Lord of the
Vikings
Rings.
making love.
Making Viking love.
It's basically Lord of the Rings fanfic.
I never knew that. Maybe I should listen to their catalog and then I'll get into Lord of the Rings.
They have a whole concept album, one of them.
All right, let's let Ken talk.
Okay. So I'm not as familiar with the song lyrics, but I can kind of maybe figure this out with you, Tom. So I think they do say Frodo's name in a song, but it doesn't really make sense in this context. So
you know what? I just clicked in my head from the lyrics. I think it's
Gollum slipped away with the maiden.
Gollum slips away with her. Yeah.
Okay. Gollum.
Yeah, It just clicked. You started talking and you got me thinking, and boom.
All right, we're in with Gollum.
Ooh, I didn't even think about Gollum.
Doesn't really make sense either, but that's fine.
It's kind of like a bad Tinder date.
You go for it, Led Zeppelin. You go for it.
Yeah. It's like a Tinder thing. Like she thinks she's getting Vigo, but then she gets Gollum shows up at the bar.
Yeah.
We didn't know. Obviously, I know I'm talking out of my ass, so I said Jesse's girl.
So the lyrics go, "It was in the darkest depths of Mordor.
What's in the darkest depths of Mordor?
I met a girl so fair, but Gollum and the evil one crept up and slipped away with her." So it is Gollum.
Oh.
What was she doing hanging around Mordor for? That's what I want to know. That's suspicious.
Is Mordor where the Eye of Sauron is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
shout out to my cousin Mary. She's the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. She even told me when we did our Late Ami, she's like, oh, I would have crushed that. And I was like, oh, you should come on the show. And she said, no, and that's okay. I don't need to. But she loves Lord of the Rings, so I have to really consult with her and have her show me the ways.
Try to do that. Just watch it.
Yeah.
Not hard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm picking on Neal because whenever I listen to somebody and they're like, oh, I've never seen Lord of the Rings or I don't like it, I'm like, oh, weird.
It is weird.
You're one of those.
Yeah.
But you know what? You fill it in with all the other movies, so it's fine.
True.
Your next category is Drink with Caution. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series has plenty of strange characters, including Zaphod Beeblebrox. Among Zaphod's achievements include inventing a drink described as the alcoholic equivalent of a mugging, expensive and bad for the head. What is the name of this drink?
Damn it.
Apologies are owed.
So Gina Kimmenaugh graciously sent us the full series of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Told us not to read book 4.
Yep.
And we have them here. We were trying to decide who is going to read them first, and I have them right here because we said, she goes, there's always a question about Hitchhiker's Guide. We're like, all right, we got to read these books now, and we just haven't gotten to it yet because we haven't decided who's going to read them first. And now I feel bad. Sorry, Gina.
So yeah, Hitchhikers and Lord of the Rings are great for trivia.
So this question was on Trivial Warfare once, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also on this show. And so I've heard the answer at least 2 times.
Oh, wow. So we're looking for the name of the drink.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, and you would think I would know because I'm usually pretty good with
It's
the
like
ones that have been on the show before.
It's like a funny combination of words, like scuttlebutt or something, right?
Yeah, it's some weird, like a whiz bang.
Oh,
something like that.
That kind of sounds right.
Yeah, it does.
I actually really like whiz bang.
Yeah, it's not right, but it's close.
I like that.
It's not the worst answer of today.
Yeah, we're gonna lock in with whiz bang.
So whiz bang is what I said incorrectly last time. I'm sure about that.
Also, sorry for the repeat question.
No, it's okay.
These are great.
We still can't get it.
I like to be re-challenged with stuff that I mess up. It's got the word blaster in it, almost for sure.
It's like head blaster.
No, it is more like
it's a long name.
Fizz blaster.
Oh, you want to go fizzy lifting drink, don't you?
It's long, but not so long that it's absurd. I think it's like 2 words, and one of them, the second word's blaster. Makes me so mad.
I've heard this exact question, I don't know, several times. And I was like, I'm like you guys. I'm going to go check this book out.
All right.
I'm going to read it.
Fizz blaster. Fizz blaster? Fizz blaster.
What do you think, Jeff?
We went with whiz bang because that's what I thought it was last time, but I think I just misremembered Ken's bad answer.
Mm-hmm.
So the drink is the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster.
Gargle Blaster.
You're like a quarter of the way there, Ken.
I hate myself.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir.
I mean, I wouldn't hold yourself too accountable for that.
Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster, everybody.
Don't worry, I will forget the gargle every time.
All right, your next category is She Blinded Me with Pseudoscience.
In honor of Carmela. Science!
Aw, thank you. There are 12 signs in the Western Zodiac. What is the 10th sign?
Oh, you know what? JC Chazet. All throughout, he's from NSYNC. NSYNC's number 2.
What's NSYNC?
NSYNC.
What is an NSYNC?
So NSYNC.
That's when people talk at the same time and it lines up.
Here's a little history for Ken, because just to make him angry, it'll be funny. So NSYNC was named after Justin Timberlake's mom said all of your singing and dancing is very in sync, and also it is the last letter or part of their names put together. And don't forget the star before the N. But JC Chazet always used to wear a Libra or Leo pendant, but I don't believe his birthday is in October. Not that I should know that or why I do. Okay, we're gonna lock in. We have an answer.
So
that was a lot.
Yeah. So I'm a Sagittarius, born in early December. I think that's the 12th one, right? Sagittarius. Scorpio is before that. So either there's the one before Scorpio or Scorpio would be my answer. I don't know what the one before Scorpio is. Maybe there's one after Sagittarius. Is that possible?
My sister's born in the middle of October, and she's Scorpio.
Let's say Scorpio.
Because I'm thinking there's one
in between, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm guessing.
We're gonna say Scorpio.
Scorpio sounds cool. I was trying to. That was the one I couldn't.
It does sound cool.
It does sound cool. I don't even know what month this is, but we just said Libra.
All right. So Libra is the 7th sign, and Scorpio, which is what I am, is the 8th sign. The 10th sign is the Capricorn.
What?
How could we be so wrong?
I'm a Capricorn. I didn't know that was a 10th sign.
So the zodiac actually begins with Aries, which starts in the middle of March.
Oh, that's good to know. So A for Aries, that's what starts. Okay, I'm going to remember that.
So it starts with Aries and ends with Pisces.
Okay.
So Pisces is the 12th sign.
All right. So after 5 questions in the second round, looks like, what were you guys? The Goonie Slapshots?
Goonie Slapshots.
You guys are at 135, pulling ahead. Thunderstruck lagging a little bit behind at 115, but not out of reach. We're going to have to take it to overtime.
Well, that's convenient because your next category is obligatory sports question 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Ooh.
The NBA record holder for blocks has 3,830, and he averaged about 3.09 blocks a game. Who is the 7-foot-tall Hall of Famer?
All right, it's between these two guys. My gut is telling me him, but I always guess him, and I'm wrong.
I agree, because I immediately thought, I think it's him because of the,
Yeah, right.
But I think it's wrong.
Okay.
So I want to go with the other one.
Okay, so we're locked in.
Okay, so let me interpret what they just said, and then you can let me know what you think. I think the 2 answers they were looking at were Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Dikembe Mutombo, who I only know from this podcast. Dikembe Mutombo does some kind of finger wag thing. So I think that's what they were talking about, and I think they went with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for that reason. So that's my input.
I think Mutombo's a good guess, but I don't think he's the record holder. I think he's known for his showmanship with the finger wagging. I believe it's Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon.
Okay,
that's a great answer.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's do what he said.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah. Ken was almost right. We wrote down Dikembe Mutombo because he's famous for like the Geico commercials with the finger wag and blocking.
I thought it was a Snickers commercial, wasn't it?
Maybe both. But the other person I wrote down who I know was very, very tall was Manute Bol, who I thought blocked a lot, but I don't know if he blocked the most. So we went with Manute Bol.
All right. So your top 3, number 3 is Abdul-Jabbar. Number 2 is Mutombo. And the record holder is Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Yay.
Great poll.
Hakeem. It was all me.
Hakeem the Dream, I believe.
Not at all. Not at all.
You had 2 and 3, which is pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Next category is tabloid fodder. Short-term celebrity marriages are nothing new. How many husbands did Elizabeth Taylor have?
Oh, I'm trying to... I got to remember between her marriages, how many marriages she had, and how many husbands she had, because she married the same guy 3 times, 2 or 3 times. Hold on.
My gut was 3, but it may be as many as 5. I'm kicking around.
All right.
We can stick with whatever you like.
I'm gonna lock in.
Oh man, this is gonna kill me. My mom's gonna be angry. 5 or 6.
Shout out to Neil's mom, who's getting a bunch of plugs on today's episode.
Well, we used to read all the tabloid magazines and like Hollywood history, and I used to know this. Like it was ingrained in my head, but it's leaving me now. How many married? 1, 2. Let's go with 4 or 5. Just pick one number.
Well, if you think it's 7, and she married the one guy 3 times, I think it's 5.
Okay,
so
we're locked in with 5.
I also locked in with 5.
All right. So Elizabeth Taylor got married 8 times. She had 7 husbands.
Ooh.
So her
that's so
husbands
funny.
were...
I wrote down 8 initially, and then I remembered that she married the same guy. Yeah. Shoot.
So her 7 husbands were Conrad Nicky Hilton of Hilton Hotels.
Who was beheaded.
Michael Wildling.
Died
Mike
in
Todd,
childbirth.
Eddie Fisher, father of Carrie Fisher. Richard Burton twice, John Warner, and her last husband was Larry Fortensky. She married 7 guys.
So I should have just went with my gut. I was 7. Sorry, Jeff.
It's okay.
All right. Your next category is controversial science. What kind of science with questionable ethics is the study of human improvement through genetic means?
Locked in.
So they're locked in. I believe it's Dianetics, right? Or is Dianetics L. Ron Hubbard?
Isn't
yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't the one the Nazis proposed eugenics?
Eugenics, that's right. I always mix up Dianetics and eugenics, but L. Ron Hubbard's probably the same thing. Eugenics, that sounds right to me. Okay, so we're gonna go with eugenics.
That's actually what I wrote down as well, Tom. If you're good with that,
I'm very good with that.
Yeah. So aside from the historical context, there's a great show that was canceled called The Nick. And there's actually a pretty large plot line about eugenics as well. So we said eugenics.
So, Dianetics is whatever system this Church of Scientology uses. But it was, the Nazis tried to use it, but it definitely fell out of favor. There's some resurgence here and there throughout the years, but it is eugenics. Father-son bonding. Donald Sutherland and Kiefer Sutherland have been in several movies over their careers, but they've only been in 2 together. Name either movie.
He was actually Donald was supposed to be Kiefer's dad in one of the seasons of 24, but the schedule didn't work out, so James Cromwell took that over.
I'm sure he's not. Oh, that would have been interesting if he was the Cromwell character. He's definitely not in the Italian Job, so.
Tom, if you don't know, I'm just going to lock in with a guess.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm drawing blanks.
Okay, we're locked in.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm sorry. I know one of them's a Western, and it was recent. It was in the last 5 years. Within the last 5 years, Kiefer might have even written it or directed it, or maybe Donald did. I can't remember. But anything on your end or no?
There's nothing with back in the young Kiefer days. Where
No,
Donald might have been in the background.
No, I don't think he was in Stand by Me or Lost Boys, obviously,
either,
I'm trying. Man. I can see the DVD box.
Who else is in the Western?
Just them 2. That's all I can think of, honestly. Yeah. So
A Million Ways to Cry in the West.
We're gonna lock in. I'm just looking up this documentary is in so I can tell people to check it out, but we're locked in with that. So it's incorrect.
All right. Well, yeah, we couldn't quite figure it out either. I think you had a late thought, but it was too late after we locked in. What were you thinking?
I was thinking Donald appeared in Young Guns, but I think that's the Western.
Okay.
But I might be totally off on that one.
Well, we just locked in with a movie that Kiefer is in that I quite enjoy called Melancholia. It does have some brief appearances by Stellan Skarsgård and John Hurt. I don't think Donald Sutherland's actually in it, though. But we said Melancholia.
Yeah, and I couldn't come up with it. I knew he was in a Western with his dad in the last 5 years. Couldn't think of the name. So we locked in with a documentary called I Trust You to Kill Me. It's about a band that was on Kiefer's record label. He's a big music fan. And I just implore you to just type in Kiefer Sutherland Christmas Tree, because in the documentary he gets wasted, and right in front of a Christmas tree someone says... Kiefer something with the Christmas tree, and he goes, that would explain everything, and he runs and knocks over the Christmas tree drunk. So I Trust You to Kill Me.
Right. So I have 2 movies. I don't think either one of these are a Western, so I have to look to see which one it was you're talking about. But I have Max Dugan Returns and A Time to Kill.
Oh, is he? Oh,
the
maybe.
John Grisham one.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
The Western movie was 2015's Forsaken.
Oh.
But I believe it was straight to video. It was a very, very small release. Had Demi Moore and Donald Sutherland in there.
No Kiefer?
No Kiefer?
And Kiefer as well, yeah.
So there's a third?
So there's a third. Surprise third.
Surprise third.
But it didn't make a difference to the result, so.
All right, and your last question in the round is in double entendre. What blonde bombshell said, if you give a man a free hand, he'll run it all over you?
Well, I wrote down a blonde bombshell, if you'd like to lock in and have these guys discuss, Tom.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's purely a guess.
Yeah.
Okay, we're locked.
That's all I would have.
Do you have any inkling to this quote, Jeff?
I mean, at first I was thinking just on the blonde bombshell, Marilyn Monroe. But it doesn't feel like a quote of hers, does it? You wrote down Jane Mansfield.
Yeah, and Mae West.
Yeah.
Mae West was always very vocal. She was really cool. I could see her saying that. I mean, I could name, Hollywood bombshells all day, and I wouldn't know who to put it with, because a lot of them had like the coolest quotes, and they were
always very sharp.
You might be right with Monroe, but let's go Mae West.
And I wrote down Jane Mansfield.
All right. So this bombshell often got in trouble for things like censorship because she often said very things that might be considered double entendre, and that is Mae West.
Ooh, good job.
Wow.
At the conclusion of round 2, looks like the total score for Thunderstruck is 135, and right ahead of us, the Goonie Slapshots with 155. So got a little bit of ground to make up in the final round, but not out of reach.
All right. So your 5 categories for the final are going to be Rest in Peace, As Known by the Romans. Number 3 is Catch 'em All. Number 4, Maladies. And number 5, First Blood.
All the wagers have been locked in, and we are ready for the questions.
All right. So your first category, Rest in Peace. What spoof king has the words "Let her rip" written on his headstone? Number 2, As Known by the Romans. Caledonia was the Roman name for what modern-day country? Number 3, Catch 'em All. How many Pokemon are in the first generation? Number 4, Maladies. If you've been diagnosed with bruxism, what have you been doing? And number 5, First Blood. Chrissy Watkins is the name of the first victim in what famous movie from the mid-1970s?
Oh, Tom, we're in trouble. But let's break apart and we'll discuss this.
Good thing I suffer from bruxism, Jeff.
After some discussion, all the answers are now locked in. So if you want to run those questions back, and we'll give our answers.
Sure. For your first category, Rest in Peace. What spoof king has the words "Let her rip" written on his headstone?
Well, I was not specifically familiar with this, but we wagered 20 on this one, so we had to come up with a pretty good guess, and we came up with Groucho Marx.
Yeah, for this one, we wagered 10. We weren't really sure what the question was going to be. We talked about different spoof kings like Daryl Zanuck, Leslie Nielsen, and Weird Al Yankovic is not dead, but we didn't know. So for some reason, I just put Rip Turner, who I don't know who that is, but Rip Turner.
All right. So this guy is famous for things like Police Squad and Airplane. Is Leslie Nielsen.
Wow. Well, I'm kind of surprised by the answer being Leslie Nielsen. I was kind of under the impression that he was sort of dry and didn't quite always get the jokes, right? So I'm kind of surprised that in his death he had a funny insignia.
Apparently he has a bench also near his headstone that says it's always good to have a place to sit down. So, all right, your next category was As Known by the Romans. Caledonia was the Roman name for what modern-day country?
So on this one, we weren't too sure. We wagered 10 on this one, and when we heard the question, we were less sure. We guessed Turkey.
Yeah, we wagered nothing on this one. Neal originally thought it was Turkey. I sort of had an inkling that it was France, but I think I'm confusing it for their island, New Caledonia. And then we decided to just go the Iron Brew route, and we said Scotland.
So France was known as Gaul. Turkey was known as Anatolia. And the Iron Brew route is the way to go because Caledonia was Scotland.
Wow, Jeff. Good job.
It's all that fizzy drink.
Thank you, Addie. All right, next category, Catch 'em All. How many Pokemon are in the first generation?
All right, we wagered 20 on this one, and I think there's a little trick on this one. So I think the baseline is that there's 150 original ones, and then I think there's Mew and Mewtwo, so we said 152.
All right, so we wagered 10 on this one, and I'm a little nervous because I know I was trying to figure out the trick myself. But Mewtwo is 150, and I couldn't remember if it was 150 or 151 with Mew, and we went 151.
So the trick is that Mew is 151.
Oh.
Shoot. I was so close to the right answer there.
So close.
Category 4 was maladies. If you've been diagnosed with bruxism, what have you been doing?
All right. This one we wagered another 20 on, hoping my train of thought was right. I think Neal was trying to throw us off by saying that he was suffering from bruxism. And we said, Tom?
And we said that it's from drinking heavily.
Drinking heavily. Ooh. Well, I do not suffer from that. But we wagered 0. I'm not sure if you can hear this.
You mean this?
There you go. My jaw is overdeveloped because I grind my teeth at night. So I said grind teeth.
So my jaw also makes that clicky sound. If you have bruxism, you grind your teeth.
Ken is grinding his teeth right now. At this
we're taking a hit in this final round. So everybody in the studio's jaw pops?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jaw pops? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. I when they were discussing, they were trying to figure out, the Neal angle, and they said that you got neck aches and headaches. I'm like, yeah, grinding your teeth will do that.
Yep. Yeah, I get some migraines from there for sure. Yep.
Yeah. And your last category was First Blood, and the question is, Chrissy Watkins is the name of the first victim in what famous movie from the mid-1970s?
We wagered 10 on this one, and I'll let Tom take it.
We took a stab at Halloween.
Ah, nice.
Ooh, Laurie Strode, Halloween. We wagered 10. This is a great question to end on, and I thank Carmela for this because not only was I kind of beaten over the head with my Lord of the Rings knowledge, or lack of knowledge for that matter, but there's a cautionary tale of a young woman who drank a little too much and shouldn't have skinny dipped in the ocean with her soon-to-be boyfriend of the night, and that would be Steven Spielberg's Jaws.
Oh.
So Chrissy Watkins went skinny dipping and got pulled under in Jaws.
Man, we took a beating. And we have ended with 55 points on our side. And looks like these guys gained just 10 more points, but it's enough to make them cream of the crop at 165. Congrats, guys. You are the cream of the crop.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, just great game. Great written game, Carmela.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I actually had a great time, guessing those answers, and we didn't do too bad throughout the course of the game, but that final round just took us out.
It was a great game. Thank you, Jeff, for being a great teammate there.
Oh, thank you. You too, Neal.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Tom, before we let you go, any last words, any shout-outs you'd like to give to the family?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys very much for having me on the show. I had a great time. I was a little nervous.
No worries.
I'd like to give a shout out to my local trivia team. We're Prestige Worldwide. Play at
nice.
At Classics. My teammates, my wife Joanna, and the rest of us are all in the neighborhood here. My buddy Tommy and Matt, along with Jillian, Linda, and Jillian's father Tom.
Nice.
Yeah, that's our team, and they're the reason why I'm here, because they pushed me to play in the trivia stuff, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And
awesome. Well,
appreciate you guys having me on the show.
I was honored to be your temporary teammate, and good luck in the playoffs to the Lightning.
Yeah, good luck indeed.
Thank you very much. Yes, that means a lot. Thank you.
For everyone who might not know who you are, Carmela, and should get to know you, how about you tell us where people can find you, and then anything else you'd like to tell us?
Sure. So for those of you that may not know, I'm also on a trivia podcast called Trivial Warfare. And so you can find us on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts by searching Trivial Warfare, and come play trivia with us. If you want to talk to me on Twitter and see me be really snarky with people that are dumb, you can find me at TWA First Lady. Or if you want to send me any trivia questions, I definitely take those and I use them. That's twafirstLady@gmail.com. So thank you so much for having me on. This was a lot of fun. And I think you guys are great. You guys are doing a wonderful job. And please keep doing what you're doing.
Well, we do our best.
Yeah, we do what we can. We appreciate all the support and the well wishes from you. It always keeps us going. And speaking of that, we've been asking lately just a little call for reviews. Just helps us out a little bit with our search algorithm. So if you can, go to iTunes, preferably to leave a review if you have a second. We have a new one here. It says Trivia for All. I love this pod. The hosts are great. The questions are interesting, and they cover a diverse amount of topics. I've been listening for over a year and had to join the Patreon just to get more content. So thank you for that review. And it just means a lot. Anytime someone reaches out and takes the time to do that, to let us know how we're doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It fuels us. So don't ever think that your words don't mean anything, because they mean a lot. So.
It's the iron brew for the soul.
Yes, it is.
There you go. Well, thank you very much to our Cruiserweight Champion on Patreon, Carmela Smith, for writing that wonderful game. Our Intercontinental Champion, Tom Krafcik, for playing along.
Wonderful guest.
Wonderful guest.
Yep.
Matt, hopefully your hair comes down and you can get back into society. And we'll see you hopefully soon. But for Jeff and Ken, who are in the studio, my name is Neal, and that was Triviality. Matt, because Matt is he's the Steven Seagal in Hard to Kill. He's in this coma. Kelly Brook brings him back to health, and he's got to figure out who he is again.
Right.
There you
and you
go.
can take that to the bank, the blood bank.